Everybody in here has a background, something that you used to do, except for the people who only do Legal Shield now. We ain't talking to y'all. But remember when you had a job? Okay, whatever your background was. Think about those people still at that job. If you can somehow, in some way, reach out to those individuals, if you haven't already, then you have a book of business. Because everybody that you've come in contact with, that you still have a phone number for, is a potential prospect. So when I made my list, I started my list with my clientele, of course, because I'm sitting across all these women, and I just knew all of them was getting in. I was going to be rich the next week. I was like, I got 100 ladies. I am adding it up in my head. Oh, I'm going to pay my car off. I'm like, yeah, I think I signed up 3 people. But I also remembered, well, I know now, but I also looked at it like they were buying me as the messenger and the message. So I was a nail tech, salon owner. Now I'm telling you about something legal. You know? So I'm saying that because whatever your profession was or what you currently do, remember that this is different. And if you're coming to someone with the information, they're buying what you do because you're the first thing they see at the face of Legal Shield. So I had to use the tools and take myself out of it. Thank goodness my sponsor loves to talk and he's great at what he does, Mr. Branch. So I was passing him and my other sponsor a whole bunch of ladies. I don't think they were mad about it. Talk to these ladies, okay. But I needed to get out of the way. So I needed to get something in their hands that was going to be the message and them not buy the messenger. So when you're making your list can be anybody. You don't have to judge the person. Oh, well, they're not going to get it, or they're a business owner, or they don't need the money, or they don't have any money, or it doesn't matter because our message is to get the service out and to tell people what we do. So my clientele, I learned whether or not they got it wasn't my concern. It was that they knew what it was. So I wanted to get the information to them, so I used the tools we had. So we had DVDs, we have website. You can now send an email with a link. I mean, there's so many different ways to get the information out. So the person that invited you out can give you all those tools. I'm going to just tell you to use those tools, because what I did was said, hey, I don't know that you're going to use this, Miss Shirley, but it worked for me. I use it. I like it. Maybe you know somebody. So my key phrase in exposing my contacts was this phrase, and it helped one young lady actually sign up enough people in 30 days to hit executive director. She went through her cell phone and stopped judging people. I said, if you have 100 people in your cell phone and none of them have the membership, you have 100 prospects. But it's what you say to them is key. And when you start it, you got to be careful, because when you start it, first impression, you only have one. So I told her to go through the list and call and say, hey, you can tell me no, but only after you see what I do. You can tell me no, but only after you see it. Because you may know somebody that could use what I have, but you got to know what I do in order to tell them. And that's all she said. You can tell me no, but after you see what I do. You may know somebody that needs what I have, but you got to know what I do in order to tell them. And when she went through her cell phone, she got 50 appointments. 50, just by saying, you can tell me no, because she gave them a way out. You can tell me no, but just got to see what I do. If they're in your cell phone, you have some type of communication with this person. Hopefully they're a friend, family, somebody. You know, I don't think many of us have enemies in our cell phones, but it's somebody that you can actually talk to that would probably help you if you ask for help. And so she did that. And out of the 50 appointments, she got enough people signed up that she became executive director. What she told me, which was so amazing afterwards, she said everybody said to her, because she'd been in business over a year, everybody said to her, well, I didn't know this is what you did. She said, but I've been trying to tell you. That's what was wrong. Because you can't tell me what I need in my life if you don't know what I have going on in my life. So how can you tell me that I need this portion of the membership when I really needed this portion of the membership, but you forgot to tell me because you didn't show me a DVD or a video that never gets it wrong? So the tools were able to get the information to the person. It's the same information every time. Every time. So when you're going through your contacts in your list, just be very real with people, and that's what she did, and that's what we did. We just make sure we get the information out. So your list can keep evolving, because once that person gets the membership, then you say, well, who do you know? And I usually ask my members, do you feel in any way that I threatened you or, made you get this membership or threw up on you, and they'll laugh and go, no, you're very professional. Then would you mind giving me a referral? Because I'll do the same thing to your friends and family that I did to you. And they'll say, absolutely. But a lot of times, I've learned in the past I didn't get referrals because I did throw up on people. And I was like, you need to get this because you just told me last week you was leaving your husband. And they're like, so I had to go through that. So that's how you create your list. That's how you work your list. Once you have your list and you're calling people, if you're sharing information with them, you can also invite them to your home to have your private business reception. So that's what Miss Ramirez did /Sapien when she was not married. When she started, we invited people, we made phone calls, and we invited people to come see what it is that she was doing. And she had over 15-something people. So in our private business reception, we showed the PBR Private Business Reception DVD. Therefore, I didn't have to be the messenger in the message. It was a tool. So when her family sat down and watched this 30-minute video and I answered questions for them, they saw, 1, she didn't do anything. 2, I didn't do anything. The video did the work. I answered some questions, which I should have been able to do. Or I could have got on the phone and called my sponsor if I'm new and say, hey, Mr. Ranch, they asked me a question I don't really know because I'm new, so hold on a second. People will respect that. No one will say, well, what do you mean you don't know? Well, I just started. I don't know everything. They'll understand that. So you can use a 3-way call to someone else that will answer questions for you, but you can show the information and everybody can do that. So on her first day, she made $1,500, and I think maybe 5 or 6 of her family members joined the business that day because I say, well, what does she do? And they're like, nothing. Can you do that? Yeah, I can do nothing. Great, let's do nothing next week. So we started booking more private business receptions, which is how you grow your business. Because remember, when you're sharing the information with someone, if I share this with Fred, I don't know what's going on in Fred's life. Fred will look at the information, he'll make his own judgment for him and Cheryl. If they're interested in making some money, I don't need to know. That's not my business. But if he decides to join the business, he has his own goals, his own financial issues that he has going on, or his own, whatever it is he has going on that made him see the business, that's him, not me. So he's going to do the business based on him, not me. I just shared it with him. So he may do nothing, or he may get in and do $100,000 in his first year, which I would love him for that. But he has his own goals. So I didn't judge him on what I thought he would do, because you never know. And I'm grateful for Mr. Branch calling me years ago, because it was me and someone else that he called. And the first person he called said no. So he wasn't going to call me because we were good friends. But I'm glad that he called me because I said yes. And here I am 10 years later. So because he didn't judge, he just went through his phone and just called people. And there's people in your cell phone right now that you are not wanting to call. And maybe you messed up on them and you don't want to do it again. But you can. You can just say, hey, I know I messed up before, but tell me no after you see it. And that's it. So that's how we get started. And that's very simple. I mean, basically on our 10-minute first step, that'll help you make some appointments. That'll help you do a private business reception. It'll help you with the 3-way call. So if you have any more questions, I'll stick around. I'm going to get out of the way because Mr. Branch actually has a better training than me.
First of all, let me commend you because you are among a very elite group of people. You're a part of a very elite group because the average individual did not spend any time today focusing on wealth creation. 0. The average person definitely does not commit one night a week to focus on future and finance and transitioning into better lifestyle. So I commend you. Just that commitment alone. 80% of winning is showing up. And then you got people that showed up, but they left before they got the whole thing. They ate the appetizer, maybe got some of the meal, but left the dessert. It's nothing like that. It's like the people that go to sporting events and they don't stay till it's over just to beat traffic. Like that's something you'll be able to brag about 10 years from now. Remember that one game? No traffic when I left. We do things for conveniences that really don't mean anything. I was talking with a young lady today who was a guest last week, and she said, tell me how you got started. And that is what brings me to tonight's training and how to end the month strong. I want to teach you how to run. How many of you have ever taken track? Like you formerly had a track coach. Okay. I didn't. But I have friends who did. I actually had a chance to spend some time with some Olympic track runners when I was doing some work and some training out in St. Louis with a popular football star. And next thing I know, it was a gold Olympian in the house. And we were talking about running. And everybody knows how to run. So they think. Until you take track and you find out you've been running wrong all your life. You thought you knew how to run because you're moving faster than you do when you walk. That is an illusion. You're not running properly. It's like you thought you knew how to breathe until you took yoga. To find out you've been breathing wrong for 20 years. You're shocked you're still alive. So a lot of us in our business, we don't know what we don't know. We don't know that we actually don't know how to really turn it up, how to really get out there and grind and make it happen. How many of you are not afraid of hard work? Not afraid of it at all. I believe the average person is not afraid of hard work. I know how I used to work at my job. How many of you worked so hard at a job you couldn't see straight? I mean, you were, you like today. Why are you bringing up old stuff, Mr. Branch? I don't come here to talk about that. I'm sorry. But that's how I was as well. So I wasn't afraid of hard work, and I think the average person isn't afraid of hard work. If you are afraid of hard work, there's not much I can do for you. That's something you need to work out with God, right? There's not much I can do for you because the laws of nature say you got to work hard. You only reap what you sow. You only get what you put in the universe. It's the law of equal exchange, right? You got to put out the equivalent of energy that you expect to receive in whatever, payment or riches or peace of mind, whatever it may be. And so we're not afraid of hard work. And as I was talking to the young lady about how I got started, what really grabbed my attention is that I spent most of my time talking about my mentality when I first got involved in Legal Shield. So your first note on how to end the month strong is having the right attitude. I need you to have a winner's attitude. I need you to have the power of focus. The question is, what is it that you need to focus on? What do you need to focus on? Well, let me give you some goals. There are certain sets of things that as a Legal Shield associate, you should focus on. These are the rungs on the ladder of success in this business. These are monthly goals. Number one is what? Performance Club. If you have not reached your Performance Club points for the month, that's your focus. That's your focus. 5 points. A membership is 1 point, a recruit is 2 points. That's your focus. What if you got that done? Got it knocked out? Well, if you got that done, what if you are already winning? You're beating the other team, but it's still 5 minutes left. Do you walk off the court? Why not? You're already winning. They can't come back. There's no coming back. Just walk off. Just give up. You won already. No. You keep playing. You give yourself another go. Sometimes winning isn't. The winners, they get celebrated, but the ones who break the records get remembered. So the ones that broke the records, we just had the Olympics. The ones that broke records, we didn't talk about who came second. We talk about the record that it broke, a new world record. So winning isn't the final straw. So you may have your Performance Club, but guess what? Do you have it for next month? So you got your P5, but do you have P10? So if you've already done, that's the next goal. Performance Club for this month, then Performance Club for next month. Stay a month ahead. Takes the stress off your life. It's nothing like trying to work this business under stress. People can smell the desperation on your breath, right? What if you already have that knocked out? What's the next one? Power 20. Nobody knows better than Ms. Kephart. Power 20. It's been Power 20 since she started Legal Shield. Every month. First month, Power 20. Next month, Power 20. Every month thereafter, Power 20. Power 20. Power 20. She didn't even know what she was doing. She was calling me saying, how do I get paid again? Don't worry, just keep doing what you're doing. They're going to send you money. Don't even get confused. Just keep running. Just keep running. I promise you. But guess what? She would also take inventory of where she was. She was so focused on that goal that throughout the month, I'm not even her upline. I met her at a briefing like I met all of y'all. But she took advantage of the relationship. Can I have your cell phone number? And would text me. I got 3 more, Mr. Branch. I got another 2. I didn't even have, and I didn't tell you this part, her number wasn't saved in my phone for the first few months. So I'm like, who is this texting me? Then she'll say something. I'll be like, oh, it's the Tucson blonde lady from Tucson. Okay, got it. Ah, it's the new one. Okay, got it. She worked so hard, she made me, as a regional vice president, lock her in my phone. Made me. I didn't respond to every text. She'll send me another one. So another one. Until I was like, let me send this. Great job. Proud of you. She demanded attention. And then do it in a pushy way. She did it like, hey, y'all said y'all was here, and I'm letting you know I'm serious. She did everything she could to separate herself from the crowd. Are you doing the same? You know what I mean? That's the winner's mentality I'm talking about. I need you to work this business like you know that this is the thing. When you communicate with people, you're not communicating with people asking their opinion about Legal Shield. You don't care about their opinion. You've already spent your $149. You're in. Money gone. Make it work. Does that make sense? That's like getting engaged and then going to ask people's opinions about your fiance. No. Because if you look unsure, I'm going to start to question you. I'm not questioning you because of your fiance. I'm questioning you because you don't seem confident in your fiance. So now I don't think you should do this. Am I right? Isn't it how it works? It's the same thing about your business. So when you show up about your business, something that you've committed to, and there's no confidence there. You're not sure about what's going on, and you communicate that, they question it not because of Legal Shield, but because of your music. Now they're worried about you because you seem worried about you. So what's your music? Commit to winning. Have a winner's attitude. What you think about, you bring about. So do you think about failing in this business more than you think about succeeding? Some people actually join things to fail. They join things to find the reason why it won't work because they're afraid of success. See, I look for reasons to win in everything. Why would I ever look to lose? I look for reasons to win in everything. If I join something, I'm like, who's there in the front? What's that? What's that over there? Okay, how do I get there? I'm not going to be here long. How do I get there? That's what I'm focused on. Everything else is stepping stools. And as a result, with no business experience, we was able to hit executive director in the 6th month. But I gave myself goals every month to hit. So write your goal down for this month. If it's not Power 20, what's the next step? Executive director. Okay? If you've already got your Power 20, you should be working towards executive director. So what's your goal? What's your goal? Your attitude will determine your altitude in this business. So whatever may be holding you back, let me remind you that nobody's going to care about your bills other than you and the person you owe. So be careful whose opinion that you listen to. So now that your mindset is right, now you're willing to do what it takes. Now you're willing to call through that phone list. Ms. Morgan did a great that training. That was a great job. For a 10-minute training, that was good. I was sitting back there like, oh, she's setting me up. Oh, it's on. I was excited because I want you to leave here and knock some goals out. I want you to call. I want you to text me, send me a Facebook message on Saturday and say, hey, after Tuesday, I got it done, Mr. Branch. After Tuesday, I didn't even have any Performance Club points, and I already got 2 going to next month. After that Tuesday night, which y'all shared with us, you reminded me of who I am. You reminded me of what we're a part of. What was amazing is when people questioned me about Legal Shield, I realized that every last one of them was broke. Everybody that told me Legal Shield wouldn't work, none of them had a lifestyle I wanted. Not one. Everybody that was well off and wealthy and well-to-do thought it was a great idea. Even if they didn't know about Legal Shield, they thought it was a great idea just because I was doing something entrepreneurial at all. They appreciated that. For the people, the most negative thing, now people been telling me know about Legal Shield and this crazy and this and this for years. For 10 years since I started. Somebody told me something was crazy about it from the beginning. That's fine. I've been crazy long before Legal Shield. It ain't the first time I've been called names. It's okay. But the only time a mentor, somebody that had the lifestyle I wanted ever said, they never said anything negative about Legal Shield. The worst they ever said was, you know, I knew some people that did that, and they weren't professional. That's the worst thing I ever heard somebody I respected ever say. That told me something. It must be something here. Where else? Nobody else is trying to introduce me to millionaire after millionaire after millionaire. So unless you could introduce me to as many millionaires that I know that saying this works, you introduce me to that many saying it don't work. It's a numbers game. So I can name 10 millionaires off the top of my head. I got over 2 dozen in my phone. And I had 0 when I started Legal Shield. 0. Now we're friends. And some of them weren't millionaires when I started Legal Shield, but they became millionaires in the process. My sponsor wasn't a millionaire when he started, but he stuck around with me. Next thing you know, I joined his team. Bam! $1 million. You're welcome, Mr. Muhammad. You're welcome. So I just want you to know, nobody has the pedigree, nobody has the backing that you have. We have everything from attorney generals to GED to millionaires, right? We have it all that back this thing up. I say all that to say that kind of sounded like a song. I didn't mean to reference that, but some of y'all catch that, right? So now that you got the attitude, now you know what you stand on. Now you know the power of what it is that we offer. What do you need to physically do for these next few days? Number one, how many of you love the concept of being your own boss in Legal Shield? I would argue that you love being your own boss, but you have been avoiding being your own employee. What's a boss with no employees? Except someone feeding their ego, right? So are you willing to be your own employee is the question. Forget the boss part. It's the employee that does the grind. So are you willing to do that? Do you show up to work every day? Do you show up to work? I need you to show up to work tomorrow morning. I need you to wake up early, whether you have to or not. I need you to shower up and get dressed like you got appointments by 9 a.m. See, one of the biggest flaws that nobody talked about in this business, I don't hear it, is that it's a home-based business. And that is crazy. That's like taking one of those self-paced classes in college. It's a great idea until the semester is over in 3 days and you haven't done any of the papers. You ever took I'm the only one that messed the class like that up? I was like, ooh, I need structure. And you find out you've been an employee for so long, you don't know what to do. with your own time. You don't know how to be your own boss because you hated the boss that told you what to do just to find out you need somebody to tell you what to do, and you don't want to tell yourself what to do. You're so afraid of resembling your old boss. But guess what? They got on your nerves, but they got it done. So I need you to be the old boss you hated. Be the boss you couldn't stand. And be willing to work for you and your household like you worked for them. Number 2, get out your house. The problem with working from home is that it's home. And it's comfortable. And you may be at the desk, but the couch is right there. Naps are easy. Can I be honest? The refrigerator is just around the corner. You're at home and you're like, man, I can't work in this mess. I got to clean this house. Now you're cleaning your house in the middle of the day because you can't work in the mess. And now you got to knock those dishes out. And you look up, the day is gone, you got to go pick up the kids. And you didn't get the grind done. I need you to get up and I need you to leave. Motion creates emotion. Motion creates emotion. Your home will smother you. There's no more money in your home. That's for the average person. There are some very special X-Men mutant type characters who could do all of this from home with no problem. Like Miss Morgan, right? She could work from home. Not a problem. I got to get up, leave, and go somewhere. I got to at least drive around. I just have to get moving. Because at home, it's a law of nature. What's in motion stays in motion. At rest, stays at rest. That's why you could rest all day and still be tired. Because your body is getting really cool with this whole rest thing. You have to force yourself to move. So I want you to get up in the morning. I want you to move. I want you to go. Next, I want you to take a look at this list. If you don't have a list, that's okay. I create a new list all the time. I got all kind of new lists. I got lists everywhere. Don't go through my house and go through stuff. You'll find random lists on napkins, I got lists everywhere. I make new lists every week. I invite these many people to the briefing. If you see me, I'm always writing stuff down. That's another list. I work off a list. That's just what I do. What's your list for your people? Miss Morgan broke it down with going through your phone. I need you to go through there. And I need everybody that you know to take a look at what you do. They can say no, but they need to take a look. And you're not asking permission. You're not asking if they think it'll work. You're asking if they want to come along. You have an obligation to the people who have met you to let them know you are on your way. And you want to know if they want to join you. That's number 1. Number 2, and that's more of the business aspect of it. Number 2, if you do not expose these people, somebody else will. And you will walk into the briefing and you will see a friend that will be here with someone else because you did not do your due diligence. You will talk to a cousin. You will talk to a family member and they will invite you to their PBR. You will be sick to your stomach. So what do? They may not sign up now. Back at home, there was a thing we used to do in the neighborhood. If somebody said they was going to get some chips, some potato chips, before they even get them, we'll say, I got dibs. I got dibs. What that means is, when you get them, you got to share them with me because I call dibs. I have already ensured my chip receiving process by being forward thinking and saying dibs before you said no dibs. So, according to the rules of the neighborhood, that was a sacred law. You cannot break the dibs rule. No one would ever trust you again. Blackballed in the community. You can't play freeze tag with nobody. That's what you do when you present. Because at the end of the presentation, I need you to say this. What else do you need before we get you started? What else do you need before we get you started with your membership? Membership first. I want you to commit. Membership, get that membership. Walk out with that membership. What else would you need before you tried out the membership? Try it out. Try it out gives an out. You didn't make them make a life commitment. Not a big deal. So what else would you need before we got that done for you? What else would you need? Okay, great. They'll tell you what they need. They say, well, nothing really. Let's get you fired up because I want to make sure that you're secured. I want to make sure I don't want to go into a new month knowing that I left my friend unprotected. So this will help me clear my conscience. So let's go ahead and get you rocking and rolling and just start filling out the paperwork. Ladies, how many of you ever been on a date with a man with no confidence? Ain't it terrible? You're like, would you kiss me already? Jesus Christ. I done LinkedIn. I gave you 8 signs. I'm not your mother. I need you to close with a backbone. Look him in the eye. Just start filling it out. No. It's the same thing. Does that make sense? It's the same thing. Nobody likes timidity. They start to think, what? You're being timid for a reason. What don't I know? What don't I know? But when it just makes sense, you'll move like it just makes sense. And emotion is contagious. And if it make that much sense to you, hey, why not? Let's do it. Let's rock and roll. And you pull out, you get them on that iPad or iPod, you get them on a computer, or you fill out the app, whatever you do. And you make it happen. But I want you to close with a backbone. What else do you need before we get your membership started? Man, nothing really. Great. What address would you like your kit sent to? What's the name of the dependents that you're going to have protected under your new plan? Those are emotional first starting questions for your application. Some of you don't even know how to transition to do the paperwork. Some of you didn't bring paperwork with you because you didn't prepare to actually sell a membership. Some of you don't even expect to win. Every championship game, take the basketball championship games. Did you know that they produce T-shirts and hats championship for both teams? Because I'd rather just have to burn it when it's over than to not prepare to win. I'm walking in the door knowing I'm winning long before the game is over. But you'll have the cynics and the skeptical say, well, how do you really know? You don't really know it's going to happen. Don't be penny wise and dollar foolish. With that attitude, you'll never win. So have your applications ready to go. And we have other tools that's available to us as well. I want you to plug into everything. So would it be okay if I did a presentation to your guest? Is that okay with you? Right? You told them about Legal Shield, but they wasn't all that interested. Didn't really grab their attention. What can you tell them about now? You can go back to anybody you've already exposed as long as you come with new information. So you may have exposed them to Legal Shield, but now you promote not Legal Shield, you promote the speaker. Get good at talking about the speaker. Talk about Miss Morgan. You need to hear from this. You have to hear her story and what she's been able to accomplish. It'll take 15, 20 minutes tops. But when you hear how she went from being a business owner traditionally to being an untraditional business owner and it changing her life, I know there's a light bulb is going to go off for you. I want you to meet some of the people I've been spending time with lately. Is that strong? I've gotten so many people that was like, I don't really the Legal Shield. But when I told them about the people, they came out. They showed up. They took a listen. Okay? So now you're plugging into all the recruiting calls. The phone number for those calls is 712-775-7000. 712-775-7000. Passcode is 880-POUND. So that's a recruiting call. We're going to do that at noon and at 7 for the next 3 days. Well, actually, just consistently until the big event, until Las Vegas. But we're focusing on the next 3 days. I want everybody in this room to walk out of here confident in getting Performance Club 5. All the little pieces add up to such a bigger whole. And you don't have to sit back and watch. And you may think, well, I'm not on their team. How can I help them? Ms. Kephart isn't on my team, and she motivates my team to go Power 20. The Nadirs aren't on my team. But their success contributes to the success of the market. Because if you have enough, it's like popcorn kernels. You got enough of them popping, and they're like, hey, I'm not going to stay like this, Pop. Did I really just do a Colonel Pop? I'm awesome. Colonel Branch. I like it. I like it. I like it. Last but not least, I want to hit you with this last tidbit. For those of you that's been in the business a little moment, see, no matter where you are, if you haven't been in the business long, that means you got a list you haven't touched yet. Or you exposed and you did it wrong. So now I want you to always be exposing. ABE. Abe. Always be exposing. Always be sharing this information with somebody, inviting them to take a look at something. If you don't invite, they don't show up. You are the new Don King of Legal Shield. You're inviting them to see something. Right? Always be exposing and always be closing. ABC as well. So if you're new, you got a fresh list, you haven't, new people, you should run through this thing. You should kill this thing. In Chicago, we have subway trains and L trains. And guess what? When the train shows up, it stops for a moment. Everybody on? Anybody? Anybody? You sure? You don't want to? Okay. Doors closing. Doors closing. Bye. I leave. We don't wait. We open up for a minute and we go. So when you're exposing, that's all you're doing. Hey, I'm going to wait till $1 million. You want to go? You sure? Want to ride? I don't know. Doors closing. Another train to be on the way later. I'll come back. But that's how you got to do it. I'll be back. But I can't stay, but I'll be back. But I'm not going to stay. It's okay to come back. It's not okay to stay. Why is it not okay to stay, but it's okay to come back? Because there's somebody at 2 stops down that can't wait to get on the train. Looking down the track. Can't wait to hop on. Does that make sense? So I need you to have that in your brain. I need you to say to yourself, I'm a train. And I got to keep moving. I'm a train. There's some stops where nobody get on. The train doesn't cry. It don't break down. It keeps going. And it comes back. And some of the people that didn't get on, they get on later. They get on a later train. And that's okay. You're taking people to a phenomenal destination. So our new people, you got that in spades. You're good. You're good. I just need you to have the courage to move people to the information. Don't tell them don't try to break down and explain Legal Shield. That's none of our jobs. That's none of our jobs. Let your expert do that. Let the tools do that. But share your enthusiasm and your commitment to success. That's why I went executive in the first 6 months, because people knew I was going. I'm gone. You want in? They didn't have to believe. They had to believe I believed. Lastly, if you've been in the business a while, that means you do have some memberships. That means you have worked with some people. I need you to go through and service your members. Call your members and see if they got their will done. Call your members, see if their identity theft is activated. Call your members and let them know about the new changes. They may want to adjust their membership to the new one that we just got in January. Call through your members and do this. Call through old members. Hey, I know you was a member. You canceled your membership. I just want to let you know some of the changes that has happened. May grab your attention. Why not? What are they going to do? Don't be afraid to make the phone calls. If you get hit with a question you can't answer, tell them, I'll find out and call you back. Professors don't have all the answers. They got to say, let me check on that, and I'll tell you next class. Stop assuming you have to know everything, and then you end up dodging communication that could explode your business and your success. Why do you want to service those members? Because once you provide a service, tell them that they could get discounts at Men's Warehouse right now as a member. They could get discounts on rental cars. They could get discounts on hotels. They get discounts. Spring break is coming up. People are going to travel. I didn't know if you knew that you could get discounts on hotels and rental cars. Spring break is coming up. Just wanted to let you know. Just because why? How much extra I got to pay? No, you're a member of Legal Shield. We just added that. So you just get it. Oh, wow, this is a cool phone call. You get a voicemail. Hey, how you doing? This is Harold. I don't know if you remember me. I'm the one that actually shared the Legal Shield membership with you. I see that you're a faithful customer. Just wanted to let you know there's a bunch of discounts that you could now get with the program, including rental cars and hotels, just for being a member. Doesn't cost you anything. It's just something extra. Give me a call. I'll show you how to get it activated. You don't tell them how to get it activated because then they ain't got no reason to call you back. And once you service them, and this is it, and we're done, do you know anybody that could use this service and these discounts? Ask for the referrals. You have earned the right to ask for a referral once you render a service. You are now rendering a service. Hey, we don't have to answer their phone calls as far as the law firm is concerned. We might as well do this for them. For some of us, all we do is sign them up and disappear. Vanish. Is this helpful? Yes. But I need you to go to work. I need you to not say, well, I did my 2 exposures today. It ain't about that. Do what you need to do until you get what you want to have. Do what you need to do till you get what you want to have. Well, I didn't join Legal Shield to waste time, to take up more time. I joined Legal Shield to get, and that's fine. I joined Legal Shield to get my time back too. But when you just started, you ain't earned it yet. Until you earn it, you got to give up the very thing you joined to get back. And so many people don't understand that this is a business. So if you want to get your time back, I need you to give up some time first. You want to make more money, I need you to spend some money first. Invest it in your business. And eventually, just like me, you'll be able to buy back 60 hours a week. You know how powerful that is? I bought my freedom. That's strong. This week, how many of you are committed to hitting one of those goals? Performance Club for next month, Power 20 or Executive. How many of you all are committed to getting this thing done in the next few days? I want you to know you have the energy of the market with you. It's nothing like when a group of people say they're going to get it done. So I want everyone to have somebody in the marketplace that you can call tomorrow and say, are you up? You need a workout partner. Are you up? You run, how many people you talk? It's noon. How many people you talk to? I'm at work. Okay, what's your plan when you get up? You talking to me? At work. Right? Is that fair enough? Let's push each other to the next level, family. You can do it. Let's make March count. Let's make March happen by going into it strong, by making February do everything it was supposed to do. Thank you all for coming out. I'll see you all next week.